This is Really American. I am Michael Hayne. Let's get started. Now, for some reason, the Trump campaign thought it was a good idea to send their rotting, racist, orange ogre to speak at the National Association of Black Journalists. I feel like a better idea would have been to send him to speak at a Me Too conference. Anyway, as you can imagine, it didn't go very well at all. In fact, he started it off by literally going after the African-American journalists. Let's take a look.
I want to start by addressing the elephant in the room, sir. A lot of people did not think it was appropriate for you to be here today. You have pushed false claims about some of your rivals, from Nikki Haley to former President Barack Obama, saying that they were not born in the United States, which is not true. You have told 4 congresswomen of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabid to describe black district attorneys. You've attacked black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking black supporters to vote for you, why should black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question in such a horrible manner, a first question. You don't even say, hello, how are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news network, a terrible network. And I think it's disgraceful that I came here in good spirit. I love the black population of this country. I've done so much for the black population of this country, including employment, including opportunity zones with Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, which is one of the greatest programs ever for black workers and black entrepreneurs. I've done so much, and and I say this, historically black colleges and universities were out of money, they were stone cold broke, and I saved them, and I gave them long-term financing, and nobody else was doing it. I think it's a very rude introduction. I don't know exactly why you would do something like that. And let me go a step further. I was invited here, and I was told my opponent, whether it was Biden or Kamala, I was told my opponent was going to be here. It turned out my opponent isn't here. You invited me under false pretense. And then you said, you can't do it with Zoom. Well, where's Zoom? She's going to do it with Zoom, and she's not coming. And then you were half an hour late, just so we understand. I have too much respect for you to be late. They couldn't get their equipment working or something was wrong.
Mr. President, I would love if you can answer the question on your rhetoric and why you believe
I have
that
answered the
black voters should
question.
trust you with another 4
I have
years.
been the best president for the black population since Abraham Lincoln. That's my answer.
How come you don't say, hello, Lord Trump, your orange worshipfulness? You gotta be fake news. Ask legitimate questions. It's just so terrible. You're so mean to Trump.
Sounds like somebody is a big old snowflake. And what is this about?
I'm great with the blacks. The blacks love me.
Who calls them that? Anyway, the interview, as you can imagine, gets even worse, all right? Gets much worse. Let's hear the rest of it.
Your own supporters, including Republicans on Capitol Hill, have labeled Vice President Kamala Harris, who is the first black and Asian American woman to serve as vice president and be on a major party ticket, as a DEI hire. Is that acceptable language to you? And will you tell those Republicans and those supporters to stop it?
How do you define DEI? Go ahead. How do you define
diversity, equity, inclusion?
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Is that what your definition?
Give
me a definition then. Would you give me a definition
DEI.
of that? Give me a definition.
Sir, I'm asking you a question, a very direct question.
Define it for me, if you would.
I just defined it, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a black woman?
Well, I can say no. I think it's maybe a little bit different. So I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much, and she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She is always identified as a black woman. She went to a historically black college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't. because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn and she became a black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do
And
you believe that she is
somebody should look into that too when you ask continue in a very hostile, nasty tone.
It's a direct question, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is a DEI hire, as some Republicans
I really don't
have
know.
said?
I mean, I really don't know. Could be. There are some.
Oh, my God. I think I have a tumor now. This man is exhaustingly stupid. Like, you just wake up every day and you're like,
how can I be a bigger prick today?
Like, and big ups to that journalist. I mean, fearless. Can you imagine what must be going through her mind having to sit next to that foul, obnoxious, racist piece of shit? And how she can actually maintain her cool and was a consummate professional the whole time and literally defined what DEI is. I feel like she could have just like held up Webster's dictionary and be like,
no, it's fake news. It's a fake dictionary. Where's the Trump edition?
Anyway, as you can imagine, this interview was just sloppy from the start, and it just got so bad, apparently, that the interviewer was just like, that's it. All right, pull the plug. And I think they just had to end abruptly. Let's look at that.
25. I think we have to leave it there by the Trump team.
All right.
So leave it. That is the last word. Thank you so much, Mr. Trump, for coming today and joining us.
Some were calling this appearance an alternative reality. The backlash was pretty harsh. Let's take a look at that.
Have people just, very, very upset because there seems to be no benefit in presenting both sides when the side that's being presented is an alternate reality.
Voting for him. Why? What's the thought process behind it? And as I've been texting with some of them, as the DEI comments have come out, quite a few of them are just like, I don't know if I would vote for her, but I don't like this. And if it continues, I'm probably not going to vote for him.
Right, bro, because this is literally the first time Trump has ever shown any type of flagrant racism before. In all of his years and 70 plus years, has never made any offensive racial comments, has never espoused any type of discriminatory policies, has absolutely no desire whatsoever to completely and utterly ignore minority voters, try to use them as much as he can so he can get back into the Oval Office, avoid prison, and impose the Project 2025 fascist nightmare and end democracy as we know it. Yeah, this is the first time that's ever happened. Anyway, I am Michael Hayne. This is Really American. If you like our content, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Talk to you later.